Hello, welcome to Hook Legends, and thanks for watching today's video. I'm Henry Cummings, your host. So guys, I know it's been a few weeks since I did a video, but a lot of things have been going on. For one, the weather. Been trying to get down here, and the weather's just been, the weather itself hadn't been bad, but just the wind. So, you know, when you're doing precision fishing like what I do most of the time, it's just hard to get out here when the wind is blowing real hard. So, but first, before I get into the fishing details, I want to say thanks for all of our subscribers. We're getting this close to 5,000 subscribers. So I just want to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed. And if you like these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor right now. Please reach up, click subscribe and like, and make sure you click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when future videos are released. I also want to send a special shout out to all of you that have been to www.hooklegends.com and purchase some of our premium jigs that are out there. They're very good quality, guys, and they have my special blend of bite sauce. Now, next I want to talk to you guys about I got some rods here I'm going to be using today, but before I tell you what they are and why I'm using them, you need to hear a story. Now, I don't tell you guys stories that often, but this is a story. Came down a couple of weeks ago, and I was down here fishing, and all of my close friends know something about me. They know that I am very thoughtful of breaking the state of Florida crappie record. Now, that record currently sits at, I believe, 3 pounds 8 ounces. Now, I was down here and I was doing some fishing and I hooked into a real large fish. And like always, guys, I just go ahead and I boat flip them, you know, because most of the time I'm going to throw the fish back anyway. Doesn't matter where I'm going to lose them. And I lifted this fish up. And when I tried to lift this fish, I was using a 12-foot rod. When I tried to lift this fish, I could only get it to its gill plate. But, you know, I routinely boat flip 2.5 pound fish down here all the time. So I just, you know, I didn't think a whole lot of it. So I went ahead and I lifted that fish out of the water. And my rod just shattered, guys. And it wasn't due to a defect in the rod or the manufacturer or anything. You know, rods have a certain weight limit, and I exceeded that weight limit. And I put a picture up of that fish. What's funny about this story, guys, is I took a picture with the fish. I weighed the fish. I'm so much in a habit that I don't even, if the fish is over 2 pounds, I don't look at the first number. So I got home that night. I was sitting there looking at it, and I discovered that fish was 3 pounds 4 ounces. It was 4 ounces off of the state record. By the time I discovered this, I had already delivered this fish to my mom, and it was probably, you know, laying down next to some cheese grits and hush puppies. Okay, but so today I'm using a slightly different rod. I still like the rods that I normally use, but since I'm in the pursuit of big fish and doing the type of fishing that I'm doing, you know, I can selectively stay away from little fish, don't let them bite, leave the bait there in front of them, you know, for the nicer fish. So with that being said, I want to show you the rods that I'm using today. Okay, the rod that I'm going to be using most of the time, I normally use a 9-pound rod. A 9-foot rod. And I'm going to start using a 10-foot, the ACC crappie stick. These rods are no stranger if you're a crappie fisherman. You know all about them, you know they're good quality, and you know they have that additional backbone, guys. So I'm using this 10-foot. This is a 10-foot rear seat. Now, I want to make sure I tell you a little bit about why I use a rear seat. I've used rear seats, I use middle seats. I mix it up. Most of the time when I'm going to be vertical jigging and pitching, I see a fish out there, I want to pitch on that fish, I like the rear handle, and here's why. I pull my line out and pitch and release. It gives me an extremely high degree of accuracy when I'm targeting individual fish or fish schools. When that reel is mid-seat, it's something about you holding it right there. When you release it, a lot of times you're going to get that line get caught around this handle or some other part of the reel. But by having this reel back behind where your hand is, and even with where you're holding the line, you're just going to have a lot more efficient and comfortable pitching position. So here is my 10-foot ACC, and I'm going to show you the other one that I use. Hey guys, when I'm out, especially during the winter pattern and even some of the summer pattern, when I get into some big fish, I like to use this 13-foot. This is an ACC Crappie Sticks GS 13SG CO. So this is their 13-foot model. It's got plenty of backbone, and you can definitely boat flip some very large fish. So you're going to see me using these ACC rods. And I have a few more. I think I have an 8-footer. I got a 6-footer, you know, down there. One set up with a slip bobber. One when I just want to, you know, cast out to the fish. So I'm going to be using something a little bit more backbone when I am targeting larger fish. So I knew you probably was going to have questions about that. So that's my backstory. You see the rods that I'm going to be using. I have these equipped with 6-pound test line, and the line I'm using on here is your Zuri high visibility line on the longer rods, and on the rods that I'm going to use to cast with, I use K9 6-pound test line. So that's my equipment, and if you guys are ready, I'm ready. I'm just going to move around this lake. You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, where are the fish? Guys, this year has been an anomaly in the sense that the fish just haven't been sticking to their normal patterns. There's been a few places where they're still up in the pads, and people did pretty well in the pads. But for me, guys, you know, even when I fish the pads, I don't necessarily fish the pads. Sometimes I fish just outside of those pads, because down here we get coontail, moss, and some other species of grass. And depending on the water clarity and the temperature, crappie will actually spawn out in some of this deeper water. So I don't really target the spawning fish anymore for this reason. The spawning fish, and the guys, my boat's going to move right into the sunlight here, but okay, when you're fishing for the spawning fish, a lot of times what you're going to catch are those darker males, because they're the ones who spend the most time on the bed. They fan the beds, they protect the beds after the fry has hatched. And you know, I kind of like to target the bigger fish. Now, a lot of times you can drop out 15, 20, 30 feet out from that, and you can find the females. But I also have another story that I'll tell you at a later date, something that I've learned now since I have live scope. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and tell you the quick story now before we get to the action. I chased some fish down here about a week or so ago. I started on the Leon County side of the lake, chased these fish into the river and across the river. They then came back over the river to the other side, the Leon County side. And I actually ended up, and I chased these fish for maybe 25 to 30 minutes at the same school. And I did pick some of them off, by the way, and put them in the live well. But I ended up chasing these fish all the way up into 3 feet of water. So I think what happens, the female will go out, they'll roam about, they'll feed maybe a little bit, but then they kind of drop back by those beds to make sure the guys are still working, doing their job. Or they may drop in just briefly and drop those eggs off. I don't know. The water got so shallow, I finally, after about 25 or 30 minutes, I backed off of these fish. You know, it looks like the fish was trying to make me beach my boat. But just wanted to tell you, just wanted to let you know that story. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you some clips from today. I'm going to show you some clips maybe from, you know, some of those other fishing trips also. So let's go ahead and see if we can get ready to take some fish out of the water and put them in the boat. Let's get to the action. Alrighty, we got ourselves a good one here now. Got ourselves a good one. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look good there. That is a nice fish. Nice, beautiful Lake Tarquin crappie. So that fish came up and near that tractor green glow. Tractor green glow. Nice fish. Alrighty, that's another nice fish right there. So I switched up. They weren't hitting that tractor green glow too good, so I switched up and I went to a more natural bait color. See if I can boat flip that fish. Look at that. Now that fish nailed that Tennessee shad. I mean, he nailed. Absolutely nailed that Tennessee shad. Look at that. Swallowed it. Throw out here. See if we can get another one. Lake tackle slab. Alrighty. Got ourselves a nice another little crappie there. We also hit that Tennessee shad. Tennessee shad. Not a big fish, but a beautiful fish. Fun to catch. So I can see if we can get some more of them. Yes, sir. Oh, lost a nice one. Lost a big donkey. Lost a big donkey. Alrighty. Not a real big fish, but the wifey said bring some fish home. So if this fish is legal, he's taking a boat ride. Not a huge one, but he's taking a boat ride if he's 10. Well, that little fella is coming up just a tad short. He's gonna have to go back out there in the lake. Looks like the bite is picking up just a tad. Just a tad. Okay. See if this one's got any size to him. Nah. I guess, and I'm fishing down there where I know the fish should be. Can't necessarily see them when they're flat down there on the bottom like that. But there's some big ones and some little ones down there mixed in. I gotta try to get into the big ones. Nice spot I just cast in there. Something ought to nail it. Something should nail it, guys. Oh, missed that fish. He bumped it. He bumped it. And back in. Give his buddy a chance. Give his buddy a chance. Wonder if that same fish will come back for it. He didn't. That fish didn't come back, but one of his buddies came up there and got it. I saw him. That was one of his buddies. His buddy was hanging down there, sitting off kind of adjacent to his location. And he came in there and slammed it. Not a big fish. Not going to be a 10-incher, guys. Another little bitty small one. The small ones are showing being a little bit more aggressive than the bigger ones. I mean, he's 10, but I'm going to let him slide. All right, this is going to be another little one. That's what am I in the little fish hole? They're fun. I'm glad the wind subsided for a few minutes. I mean, had the wind not subsided, guys, it was looking pretty rough out here. Little fish. Now, guys, don't be discouraged. There's some big ones down there. They're just not as active as the little one. You know, maybe the little ones are getting the bait before the big ones can chase it down. That's a decent location. I see one's moving on it. One's moving on it, guys. One is definitely moving on it. Now that fish, I believe I can take home to mama. Look at there now, he nailed that June bug. Go to the website, pick these jigs up, guys. June bug. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Not huge, but a nice size to fry. Like picking candy from a baby. That's a little small one. Little small one. Still fun. Little small. Looks like the bite is about to pick up. This looks like a little bit better sized fish right here, guys. If I can get this fish to bite. If I can just get this fish to commit. Just chase and bring it up a little above his head because he's like to attack from the bottom. That is a nice fish. That is a nice fish. Go and see if his friend. See if I can get one of his friends to commit. There we go. Come on. Come to Papa. This might be a 10-incher. This one might be a 10-incher. I don't know. Nope. That fish is a little short too. Going back. See if I can get a bigger one. Come on. Give me something with some meat on his bone. This one don't have any meat. Ah. I'm gonna throw him back. Borderline. 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 This might be a decent one. Let's see. Let's see. Don't think that fish is gonna make 10 either. What's up with this? Come on, give me a 10. All right, now I finally think I got a keeper this time. Oh, I might have me another 3-pounder, guys. Might have another 3-pounder. Look at that. Look at that. Is that another one of those threes? Ah. Look at that. Look at that. Hook Legends. Hook Legends, baby. Go out there and get that June bug jig. That's a beautiful fish. There we go. There we go, folks. There we go. I think this is going to be another keeper. Look at that, that ACC. Flip him on in. That's a nice fish there, folks. Get him back in the lab so I can come get another one. Okay, just got another one. I believe this fish will be 10. I don't know. He's borderline. I'm gonna let him go. Gotta love it. Oh, you gotta hate it when you lose them. Whoa. Whoa, Nelly. Some nice crappie out here, guys. Look at there. Nice crappie. That is a brute. That is a brute, my friends. That is a brute. Woo. Now that is a big fish, guys. I'm gonna have to pause the action here for just a second to weigh that fish up. That's a 1-2, 112, I mean. 112. Beautiful. Beautiful slab. Beautiful slab. Alright guys, that one's a little small, but he nailed that June bug jig. Nailed that June bug. A little bit small. This one's got to go back. Alrighty. This one's got a lot of action to him right here. Alrighty, got a boat flipper. As you can see, that one nailed that June bug jig also. Nailed that June bug. Yeah, that's a keeper fish. That's what you want to see there. Alrighty, this one's got a lot of heart. Lots of heart. Don't know if this fish is a keeper or not, but lots of heart. Don't think so. That fish is too small. Gonna have to go back in. Next time, buddy. Another little one here. Too small. Got a flock of these little bitty guys. Needs to go and grow up. You guys, check out that sun setting over there. The beauties of getting out on the lake. Please stay tuned. I'll be doing some bluegill and shellcracker fishing hopefully coming up soon. Also some real live scope footage for you also. So once again, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for your support. See you next time. Thanks for watching Hook Legend.